Hey guys, what's up? Team 3D Alpha. Just a quick video about my last workout. I uploaded it, I think, last week, my tricep workout. A lot of you guys were wondering, why is there so much volume? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys why I think, and it's just my opinion. So if you're going to get butt hurt, just don't watch. This is why I think that triceps should be trained with high volume. Simple. First reason I think is weights. If you go too heavy on tricep exercises, number one, you're more likely to incorporate other muscle groups to help you out. Even if you're doing a push down and you go too heavy, you're gonna get the tendency to lean in, and it's gonna screw with your muscle connection. That's one. Two, if you go too heavy, it's gonna damage your elbows, right? So we already know weights is a problem. You can't go too heavy when doing triceps because, like I said, it's gonna incorporate other muscles. Your elbows might get injured and stuff like that. And so you gotta decrease the weight, not drastically, but to like 70% of your one rep max. Now, when you decrease the weight, you have to compensate for that, with intensity. Because if the weight is low, then intensity goes down. So what I do is I decrease the weight, but I increase the reps and the sets, and I also lower the rest periods. This way, even though the weight is low, the intensity goes up. There's many ways to increase intensity, not just by lifting heavy. You could do drop sets, you could do volume, you could do short rest periods. So that's why I do so many exercises on my tricep day. Especially, I'm not. It also depends on your goal. If you just want a big tricep, then go ahead. By all means, lift heavy. You're gonna have a big tricep. But if you want the tricep I actually want separation. Hold on, I don't know if you guys can see. I actually want separation in my tricep, all three heads of my tricep, so that when I go on a cut in the next 2 years, I get to actually see every head of my tricep. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that by just doing heavy ass weights. I don't care what nobody told you, right? The heavy ass weights, you're gonna jerk the weight. You're gonna use momentum. You're gonna use other muscle groups. You're not gonna focus on getting a good contraction and squeeze, and you're not gonna get that separation between the muscle. And that's one. Two, the reason why I believe everybody should do volume on triceps, or if you're trying to get that detailed, fucking crazy Ernie Taylor look, is a structure. The triceps is three heads. People forget that. One exercise might hit at most all two heads of the triceps, but not all three. And if you want to, like I said, you want to develop each head individually, meaning you're trying to get that separation, I'll recommend doing a lot of different exercises. You can't just do dips and close grip bench press. Yes, they're great, but they're only gonna target, like at most two heads of the tricep. The third one, they might hit it a little bit, but not enough to get that separation. So that's why I incorporate almost every tricep movement in my tricep routine, because like the tricep is really three muscles. Don't forget that. Another reason is mind muscle connection. That's the third reason, mind muscle connection. If you to get mind muscle connection, sometimes I don't want to call it overtraining. It's not overtraining as long as you're recovering. But you also want to work out your tricep for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You want to get that contraction and that squeeze. You want to get the blood used to going in that muscle. You want the blood to literally you want to gauge all three heads of your triceps with blood. And you can't do that with just three exercises, 3 to 10 reps. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna get big, like I said, you're gonna have a big tricep, but you won't have that separation in the muscle. Um, and the fourth reason I just say is frequency. When doing high volume, you can't go too heavy, right? So that means you're not gonna really put too many tears in your triceps. You're not gonna have DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness for like 4 or 5 days. So it's gonna give you a chance to train your triceps more often. But if you go really, really heavy on your tricep and you increase intensity like a motherfucker, you're gonna be sore for at least 3 days. Then don't forget that you also gotta train chest, you gotta train shoulders, and all these movements also incorporate your triceps. So I would say it depends on your goal. If your goal is like me to have a separation between each head, I would say lower the weight, right? Get rid of your ego, lower the weight, meaning if you lower the weight, you also want to increase the reps and the sets to balance out the intensity equation. And train your triceps frequently. That's the only reason why my last tricep workout I showed you guys had so many exercises, because I wasn't going too heavy. If you could tell, I was doing like regular, about 70% of my one rep max, which is good. I like it this way because, like I say, I'm not chasing the pump. I'm chasing a good contraction, a good mind muscle connection, and a good squeeze. But just advice. If your goal is to have a big ass tricep, then just go, by all means, you could do one exercise, for God's sake. But if your goal is to have a really separated muscle, volume is the way to go. That's what's working for me. And you guys know I made tons of mistakes. So if I'm telling you something right now, it's from experience. If you've been with me for the past year, I had this channel for a year. You've been with me through my my mistakes and all the stuff that I learned. Right now, everything that I put in my workout log is something that I've tried and tested. And so far, volume is the way to go for triceps. so far. I'll let you know about the other body parts. Alright guys, Team 3D. Check out the other two channels. Like the video to decrease your cortisol level.